Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital spoilers. Brennan orders hit on Agent Kate's, makes John pay for Carly leverage. General Hospital, spoilers reveal that Jack Brennan, Charles Mashore, and Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, have managed to develop an intriguing relationship. Brennan certainly enjoys whenever Carly comes to visit him and always takes the opportunity to flirt. Carly knows Brennan is a dangerous criminal who can't be trusted, but that hasn't stopped her from going to him for info and advice on more than one occasion. Deep down, Carly just might be a little attracted to this bad boy. Regardless, Brennan is definitely attracted to Carly and might do something drastic now that she's confided in him about the FBI's leverage against her, which they're using to control Jason Morgan, Steve Burton. Brennan knows that Agent John Cates, Adam J. Harrington, is running the show thanks to his earlier visit. So what if he orders a hit on John? It wouldn't be all that surprising considering how much Brennan has come to care about Carly. Brennan could easily decide to make John pay for the situation he's put Carly in, so maybe he'll plot Agent Kate's demise. It's easy to imagine this being a point of contention between Brennan and Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart. Valentin may argue that it's much too risky and act like Brennan is letting his feelings for Carly drive him to behave recklessly. However, Brennan might stand by his fatal order and contend that he has other ways of getting the job done if Valentin won't send someone after John. Perhaps Brennan will reach out to other connections and order the hit anyway. Of course, that doesn't mean the job would be successful, since pikeman-related hits never are. Even so, the idea of Brennan getting all protective of Carly and making a vengeful move against John would be interesting. Carly could ultimately suspect Brennan's responsible if John's life ends up on the line, so stay tuned for updates on what Brennan might do next. Trying to take John out won't solve Carly's leverage problem, but Brennan may want a good dose of payback anyway. General Hospital spoilers say Brennan and Carly's relationship will remain complicated, so we'll bring you predictions on all the chaos and unsettling news ahead. In the bustling halls of General Hospital, tension crackled like static electricity. The endless parade of patients and the steady hum of medical equipment formed a backdrop to a drama far more dangerous than any medical emergency. The hospital had always been a place of healing, but today it was poised to become a battleground. At the center of this brewing storm was Brennan, a man whose connections and influence reached far beyond the sterile corridors of the hospital. His clean-cut appearance and charming demeanor masked a ruthless disposition, honed by years of navigating the shadowy underworld. Brennan was a man who got what he wanted, and he had his sights set on something, or rather, someone, that required drastic measures. Agent Kates, a seasoned operative with the Bureau, had been a thorn in Brennan's side for far too long. Kates had been doggedly pursuing an investigation that threatened to expose Brennan's intricate web of criminal activities. The agent's relentless pursuit of justice had led to a series of arrests and disruptions that were bad for business, and Brennan had had enough. It was time to eliminate the threat. The decision to order a hit on Agent Kates was not made lightly. Brennan knew that taking out a federal agent would escalate matters, but he also knew that letting Kates continue his crusade would be far worse. To ensure the job was done correctly, Brennan enlisted the help of some of the most skilled and ruthless assassins in his employ. Failure was not an option. As Brennan set his plan into motion, another plotline unfolded within the hospital's walls. John, a respected surgeon and unwitting pawn in Brennan's game, found himself at the mercy of forces beyond his control. John had a secret, one that Brennan had uncovered and used as leverage to manipulate him. The secret involved Carly, a woman with her own tangled history with both men. Carly had once been involved with Brennan, their relationship a whirlwind of passion and deceit. She had managed to extricate herself from his clutches, but not without scars. Now, years later, she found herself drawn back into his orbit through her connection to John. Brennan's leverage over John was simple yet effective. Do as I say, or Carly suffers. John had no choice but to comply with Brennan's demands, even as it tore at his conscience. He had sworn an oath to save lives, not end them, but Brennan's threats left him with no other option. Every day, John struggled with a moral quandary, each decision weighed against the potential harm to Carly. He knew Brennan would make good on his threats without hesitation. Meanwhile, Agent Cates remained oblivious to the looming danger. His focus was singular, his drive unrelenting. He had come too far, uncovered too much, to back down now. Cates knew he was closing in on something big, something that would bring Brennan's empire crashing down. But in his zeal, he failed to see the predator stalking him from the shadows. The hit was scheduled to go down during a charity gala at the hospital, an event that would draw the city's elite and provide ample cover for the assassination. Brennan's assassins moved with practiced precision, their faces masked by the guise of respectability. They blended seamlessly into the crowd, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the night wore on, tension mounted. John moved through the crowd, his eyes constantly scanning for any sign of the impending threat. He had tipped off Cates in a desperate, last-ditch effort to save him without exposing his own involvement. The agent was on high alert, his instincts sharp, but he was only one man against an unseen enemy. Carly, unaware of the machinations around her, mingled with the guests, her laughter a stark contrast to the dread that churned in John's gut. He watched her from across the room, his heart heavy with guilt and fear. If Brennan's plan succeeded, it wouldn't just be Cates who paid the price. Carly would be dragged back into a nightmare she had barely escaped. As the clock ticked down, the assassins moved into position. The moment had arrived. But just as they prepared to strike, a commotion erupted near the entrance. A team of federal agents, led by a heavily armed SWAT unit, stormed the gala. Someone had tipped them off, and they weren't taking any chances. Chaos ensued as guests scattered, and the assassins found themselves cornered. Brennan, watching from a secure location, seethed with rage. His meticulously crafted plan was unraveling before his eyes. But he was not a man to be easily thwarted. With a quick command, he initiated a contingency plan, one that would ensure his survival even if the hit failed. Amidst the pandemonium, John found Cates and pulled him to safety. The agent, still processing the turn of events, looked at John with a mix of gratitude and suspicion. "Why?" he asked, breathless. John's response was simple, but laden with meaning. "Sometimes you have